Okay, well, I'm just going to work on the interior on this thing today. All I've done so far is just pull the seats out here so I can give the carpet a good clean. And then I'm going to replace the seat covers here too, because as you can see, this one's all ripped and the trucks don't pass inspection if they have ripped seats for whatever reason. So I could have just replaced just this one, but these things are all disgusting, so it'd be kind of a waste of money just to replace one. So I'm just gonna... See, they're not very nice. They're really gross. And they smell really bad too. So I got some leathers here, as you can see. Just replacement leathers for the whole truck. These smell really good, and it'll be much more comfortable and nice. So I've never done that before, so we'll figure that out too as I go. Shouldn't be too big a deal. There is some stuff you have to cut, like you have to cut around this stuff, and I think the hardest part's gonna be this here. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Well, we'll figure it out when we get there. So yeah, I'm gonna be recovering all these with new leathers and clean all the interior up because it's just so disgusting. It's like really bad. It's probably never been washed its whole life. And I gotta fix the air in this thing too. It's got no air at all. Like, doesn't matter what setting you have it on, high fan, everything sounds like it's working under the dash and the fan's working. There's just no air coming out. So I looked through the schematics of how the system under there actually works, and every bit of air goes through the AC evaporator first. So if the AC evaporator gets clogged up with mud and grease and shit like that, you're not going to get any air coming through the vents at all. So that's kind of what I'm suspecting there. I'm going to try to get in there through the blower motor hole and see if I can just clean it from under the dash through the blower motor hole. See how that goes, and if that doesn't work, well, this whole dash is going to have to come out. So yeah, that's what we're working on today. Probably start with maybe these seats. Okay, I think this may be part of the problem here. Let's see if I can get my camera up there. Yeah, I don't think air can flow very well through that. So yeah, I don't have much access to it, but I do have access to it, and it's a hell of a lot easier getting through a little hole than it is to pull all the dash and everything, huh? I have to pull the center console too, so. Alright, well I was trying to spray some water up there with this water sprayer thing, but it doesn't have enough pressure, so it doesn't really do anything. So, if you see here, I am making some progress though. It's much cleaner than it was. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I just got an old bed liner gun, and I put a hose on the end, and I'm filling it with hot water, and it seems to spray like 75% air pressure and maybe 25% water, so it's a pretty good setup here. And I can get in there pretty well with the hose, and it's all coming out the bottom here. I'll show you. See all the mud's coming out the bottom? So I think I'm just going to keep picking away at it like this. And yeah, we might be in the clear, because it's a lot easier than ripping the center console out, ripping the dash out, and you gotta drain the coolant and degas the AC system, and it's just, yeah, fuck that. I'm gonna just do it this way. I think it's working pretty well. Okay, I've been spraying this thing out for a while now. It's looking pretty good. It's kind of hard to find any more dirt to spray out of there now, at least that I can see. So I'm gonna throw the blower motor and the resistor back in there, and yeah, actually run it and see if it helps, because I think it's gonna make a big difference. A lot of dirt came out of there, and yeah, I mean, all the airflow for everything, heater and AC, has to go through that. So if that's cleaned out, it should be good to go. Okay, well I got that blower motor and the blower resistor back in there, and check this out. Look at that, I have wind now. Seems to work completely fine. Everything works. works just like it would from factory. So yeah, that's definitely a good method. The bed liner gun with the hot water, and just spray the shit out of it, and then yeah, good to go. On to the next thing. Probably start working on these seats now. Okay, so we started tearing into this thing. I just had to pull off the side covers, just a couple screws, and then I went underneath here. You see it's got these clips on there. I just unclipped all these from the bottom, and there's one on the back too, and then basically just pulled off. And then yeah, this should be fairly simple just to rip off of there. There's a couple rings you gotta cut under there. So yeah, I'm gonna rip that off and then try to get this one torn apart, and hopefully we can get it put back together. Okay, you just gotta kinda cut some of these ring things out of there. There's just like 4 down here, 3 across here, and then 4 down there. And the whole seat cover thing comes off. See, they're kind of hooked to this. But yeah, that wasn't too bad. So now we're just trying to get the bottom of this one off. And I think it's the same thing, we can just roll it off, but there's some more rings in here I need to cut. Okay, these things on the top, there's little teeth you're squeezing here on the sides. And then we were able to get in from the bottom here, and you can squeeze the teeth in and you can rip it out of there. So yeah, we're pretty much good to go on this first seat now. Everything came apart pretty easy. It was just Velcro up the sides here and then a couple hog rings in the middle. So yeah, I think we can get the leather out now and just basically slip it on and go from there. Okay, we got that leather rolled down there. Got like 3 hog rings in here, and then the Velcro holds it down the sides there. It's looking pretty good. I just had to work it in a bit to kind of try to get it nice and straight on there, but I think now we can come in and clip the bottom of it in, and then yeah, then I think we can start working on the bottom. It's gonna be interesting up here. We're gonna have to like cut the holes for the headrests. That'll be kind of scary, but yeah, it's coming together. Looks way better already. Okay, well, as you can see, this driver's side cushion is just beat. So I got a new cushion here, just for the driver's side. The rest of them should be okay. And then I'm working at getting the bottom on now. You can see you have to like put hog rings in here on these rails. And then there's some across here in the middle too, under there. See, it's just use these pliers here. You just kind of crimp them in there. Kind of holds it down. So yeah, that's what I'm doing there. I should be able to roll this on now. And the bottom of that piece will be done. And then yeah, on to the next piece. Okay, you got the bottom on there. It's looking pretty good. We're just working on getting the plastic on the side now. It has this, yeah, flip it down. You can see it has this clip here. It's supposed to go down to here, but if it was here, you'd have to cut a big hole in your leather to get this side plastic on. So I just had it like tucked up here in the foam, and then once you tighten this screw down, it makes it nice and tight here. So I'm just going to go with that. It's better than cutting it. And I should be able to slam the switches back in, and then try to get the headrest cut in there next. Okay, well this part's kind of sketchy. You gotta jab a hole in your brand new leather. It's pretty sketchy, but that's the next step. You can just kind of feel, you can feel it where the old hole was. And then yeah, once you can feel like you want to commit, then you just jam it through there. And I think I'm going to have to cut it open a little bigger, or maybe jab a bigger screwdriver through, because I'll have to fit these back in there. But yeah, once I make it big enough for this to fit through, it'll cover up any burrs or anything, so it should look really nice when it's done. There we go, I got the tops poked in, and I got the headpiece here wrapped up. Check it out, man, these things are looking awesome now. That compared to this. Yeah, wow. So yeah, I'm gonna do this one now, and I also gotta figure out what's wrong with this. Doesn't work, so I gotta fix that, and then we'll get these ones recovered. I'm not gonna make a video of doing this side because it's exactly the same as this one. And then I'll probably make a video of doing the rear ones though, because they're gonna be pretty complicated. Look, I got a bunch of holes I gotta cut in, and these, and the center console folding down armrest thing I gotta cut in, so that's gonna be, that one might be complicated. But yeah, we're gonna get this one done now. Okay, well I was able to fix this side thing pretty easy. The rod was just popped off the plastic and there's nothing to secure it, so I just had to put a bolt in there with a washer. And that's good to go. So yeah, and then I'm gonna tear this one down and get the leathers all put on it. So I got the passenger side done as well. They're both looking really good now. And the thing actually works now too, which is nice. So front is done, it's good to go. I'm super stoked on how that turned out. So now we're gonna move on to the rear ones here. So you can see these ones are just trash too. You got a bunch of hole or glue or something on there. I don't know, man. It's disgusting. It's like a stain here too. Okay, the bottom rears is not too bad to get off. There's just a couple of these things gotta unclip, and you gotta take off the handle here as well. And then yeah, let's see how these top ones are gonna go. Okay, we got this one side on. It was pretty easy. Wasn't too complicated, and this part was already cut out for the handle, so I didn't have to worry about that at all. So we're just working on this other side here. To get this out, you can kind of rip the little rubber up, and there's 2 screws in here. And then to get this whole piece out of the middle, there's 2 bolt holes you gotta lift up right there and there. Well, there's 4 bolts. Once you take those out, you can yank it down and out, and this thing comes out. So we can get that recovered. Now we should be able to rip this off all the way. Okay, we're starting to get the rear piece on here now. There's already pieces cut out for this and this, so that's not too bad. We just had to take off the bottom of the seat belt to feed it through. And this here, we haven't done anything with it yet. That's just kind of how it comes. So we might not even have to really cut too much there. We got the center piece recovered. Got the center piece all fixed up and recovered here. So now we should be able to just jam this piece back in there. And then there's going to be these 4 bolts. I'm thinking we'll just jam the shit out of it in there, and it might leave some bolt imprints, and then we'll just stab some screwdrivers through or something. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Check it out, we got the metal piece in there. Really wasn't that bad. There's just this plastic piece here, there's a clip on the top, and it pushes up in there. And at the bottom there's 4 bolts down there. Right there, 4 bolts. So we just kind of got you have to make a slit in the leather at the top so that piece could click in, and then we had to make some slits down here for the bolts and push it in there, and yeah, looks really good. So we just gotta finish doing this one. We just gotta strap it down to the bottom now and then do these pieces. This one should be pretty easy. Okay, well I finished these rear seats here. Got the headrests on and everything. These ones aren't too bad. The ones on these seats, these are a pain in the ass to get on there. But it's doable, as you can see, I did it. Damn, these things look good. Just gotta give them a clean now. I got them all dirty when I was working on them, but yeah, onto the truck now. I'm just gonna do some cleaning in here. I'm just gonna clean everything. Door panels. Look how bad this one is. Like, I've never seen. That's disgusting. So yeah, just pretty much gonna clean everything. Give it a good vacuum too, and then we can start putting everything back in. Well, I'm making pretty good progress with this interior here. As you can see, I cleaned up these handles really nice. I was scrubbing the shit out of them and they weren't cleaning up at all, so I had to really get aggressive, and I was using like red Scotch-Brite on it. And surprisingly, it really didn't do any damage to the interior at all, it just cleaned it. So that was nice. So I just got really crazy with that on all of the door panels and all the handles and everything too. See, they're nice and clean. And the center console, I probably spent like an hour just Scotch-Brite in the center console. But now you can see it looks pretty good. So I just gotta clean the carpet a little more. It's getting there. And you can see I got the rear leather seats in here now. I just gotta clean up the bottoms here a little better, and then I'm just gonna move on to this roof here. You can see it's got a little bit of water damage or something going on, but that shouldn't be a big deal to fix. I have cleaned that before in other cars, or other cars and trucks. It's probably from this truck. It's probably from the roof lights are maybe leaking a little bit, so I could probably reseal those fairly easy. And yeah, I'm gonna get scrubbing on this roof now. Got all the seats and everything put back in. Cleaned pretty much every corner of the whole interior. Just smells like a new truck now, really. It smells like new leather. It's sick, because it just smelled horrible before. I could not stand it, and it just looked horrible too. And I like this truck. It's a pretty good truck, so I think it's worth it to put this leather in here. So yeah, now I got a nice clean base to start with now. And the last thing I gotta do is put these 4 tires in the rear. They're nothing special, I just got some cheap used tires that were good enough to pass inspection, because the front one here is good, but my back ones are a little worn enough that they'd probably call me on those. So change those over real quick, and then I'm gonna go find somebody to do the out of province inspection on this thing for me. And then yeah, hopefully it passes. We'll see. Okay, I was just driving around in this thing, and the blower motor is working awesome. It definitely has heat too, and all the vents work every way and stuff like that. But there's no air conditioning. That sucks, man. I hate no air conditioning. I'm not a fan of that. So I looked down here. When it was running, the AC compressor was not kicked in when the AC was turned on. So usually, if there's not enough pressure in the lines, the computer just won't even turn on the compressor and nothing will happen. So I got my tool here. It's just a cheapy one. You can get these at anywhere, like Canadian Tire or whatever, for like 10 bucks or something. And some refills. So I'm gonna hook that on and see where it is for pressure. And then if it's low, I'll try to add some. And if it holds it, well, it should just kick on and start working. But if there's a leak, well, we'll have to try and find the leak, and yeah, we'll go from there. So we'll see if we can fix the AC in this thing, because yeah, that sucks. I hate driving around in hot trucks. It's not fun at all. You can see I got my tool on there now, and I got the AC turned on in the truck. And it's supposed to be in the blue, but it's down here. So I'm going to try to add some of this until it gets up there. And usually once it starts getting around the pressure that the truck's happy with, the AC will just kick on. You'll hear the compressor kick on straight away. Compressor just kicked on. Did you hear that? I'll give it some more. took that whole can, and it was still only around like the 30 here, but this truck, I have it up at like 50. It's super, super cold in there, but it is working. Definitely have air conditioning now. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. So I think I'm gonna put a little more in, because I have another can here, and it was still a little low. I might not use the whole can, but I want to get it up around here, because if you go too high, then the computer will just, it'll know it's too high, and it won't turn on the compressor anymore, and you'll have no AC. So it's got to be in the blue line. Okay, I took that whole second can too, and I put it up to about like 45 on there, and the AC compressor is still spinning, and it's super, super cold now. Obviously I can't show over camera, but yeah, it's super cold now. It's awesome. So pretty much done with this video, I think. I got the interior all cleaned up and AC fixed, heat fixed. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I did the seats. So yeah, if you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe too, so you can see what else I'm going to do to this thing. Because now that I got it all ready for inspection, we'll be able to actually get it legal and then drive the shit out of it, get all the tuning dialed in, and yeah, see if we can't break the transmission again.